Welcome back to BBB Adventures and episode 13 of the Apollo mission, our bike touring adventure across North America on our Priority Apollo bikes. In our last episode, we left the beautiful Douglas Riverside City Park and pedaled across eastern Wyoming, including more gravel road riding and eventually finding ourselves at BJ's Campground in Lusk. This episode starts the morning of day 33 as we are preparing to leave the campground in Lusk and head east on US 20.
Good morning. Welcome back to BBB Adventures. It is day 33, I think. Day 33, and we're getting a pretty late start today because we think it's mostly downhill to Crawford. Komoot's profile shows us that. And I am heading in to make my last potty stop before we head out. I thought I'd show you the cutest bathroom. Sorry, the cutest bathroom in a campground ever. This is just adorable. Isn't it cute? Like this one. 3 wise women would have asked directions, arrived on time, helped deliver the baby, cleaned the stable, made a casserole, brought practical gifts, and there would be peace on earth. One of my biggest fears before starting this trip was not having a place to go to the restroom. And by restroom, I mean number 2. I even had a chat with Ryan Van Duzer about it, and he said that it has never been a problem for him. And on day 33 so far, I can say that is true. I think perhaps your body adjusts and it just knows when it's time to go and when it's not. But I have always had a place to go to the restroom. What's my favorite saying in the men's room here? I can't show the people, but...
It says if at first, there's a sign in there that says, if at first you don't succeed, try it the way your wife told you to.
Such sound advice.
It's so dumb. There's another one in there that says, my wife says I never listen.
Or at least I think that's what she said.
Or at least I think that's what she said.
Cutest bathrooms ever.
These are cool old buildings in here. That's neat. Look at that building back there. That's neat too. Start your Strava. That looks like one of those old water tanks for steam locomotives, doesn't it?
It is, the Redwood water tank.
Oh yeah. Hello, water tank. Wonder how old it is. It's pretty neat.
It says on that sign right there.
Probably does. Great highway. Great shoulder. I hope it's like this all day. We'll see what it's like when we change state lines, as we're very close to entering Nebraska.
Up there. Let's just pull up to that parking lot there.
Yeah, what is that?
It's not open, but we can sit on the bench in the shade without goat heads.
What I'm proud of is we're American Legion Post #1.
Are you serious?
Wow.
That is something to be proud of.
Yeah, there's a marker stone there, and then there's a wooden marker down below that tells the story of the guy that it was named after.
Oh.
Legion
Casualty in World War I
Wow.
from Wyoming, I guess, or at least from Van Tassel. In fact, he was probably the only casualty from Van Tassel.
Yeah. Wow.
But
Wow.
One time it was a railhead, which was in just a camp, you know. That was in 1887. The town was whatever you want to call it. I call it a settlement, and incorporated in 1960. And it's been incorporated since.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great history for such a little town.
Yeah, it is. At one time, it was close to 1,000 people.
Wow.
And now it's 44? Is that what I saw on the sign?
Well, that isn't even accurate.
No.
That's 2 years late.
Oh.
About 18 right now.
Oh my gosh.
18.
What's your name, young man?
Dale Miller.
Dale Miller. I'm Mary Beth Cooper. Nice to meet you.
Well, it's a pleasure to
Brentley Cooper.
just talk with you.
Yeah, nice. I'm glad you drove down there to see us.
If you'd like to, I'll show you our Legion in the town hall here.
Sure.
Oh yes.
That'd be
We're
great.
parked outside the town
Yeah,
hall.
and if you got time and would like to, I'll go open it up for you.
Awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right,
We
let's do it.
appreciate the shade.
Yeah, why stand out in the sunshine?
Right.
Legion Post #1. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And, supposedly, it was documented that this was the first of 4 signed on the same day in New York City.
New York.
Really?
Yeah, it was a temporary post.
Wow, this is a nice building.
This is our council chambers and our community hall, and all of that is the charters and history of.
And is that the gentleman that it was named after?
Yes. He was 19.
Oh,
when
he's
he
a
was
young
killed.
man. He's just
19.
a boy. He's just a boy.
Wow, this is neat.
And this is the National Act of Congress incorporating the American Legion.
Wow.
And this is our charter, dated 28th day of June, 1919.
Well, we are so grateful that this place was here and we were able to get water from the Buckaroo Park.
It's good water.
It's great water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and cold.
It's high minerals, but that makes it good.
Yeah. Well, we better hit the road, sir.
Well, I hope you have a safe journey and a very enjoyable one.
Thank you. It was a real pleasure talking to you.
Well, it's been nice to meet good folks.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure.
Yeah.
So after we visited the first American Legion post in America, we were pulling out of the parking lot and Brentley got a flat rear tire. Again, we did not find anything offensive in the tire. We haven't gotten the tube out yet, but we think it's another defective tube. Mr. Miller was kind enough to open up the firehouse for us.
Yeah, it's the first time I've changed a flat in the firehouse.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Nice and cool in here.
Yeah, it's nice to be out of the shade, out of the sun. The tube was pinched in the bead. I'm surprised it made it this far.
Look at that.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, dear.
The Apollo mission of changing flat tires. This is the nicest environment we've had to do this
Oh
so
my
far.
gosh. It's amazing. It's like working in your own shop.
Yeah.
It's a belt.
Gates
There's an
carbon-
11-speed transmission inside this hub.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't it?
Well, we're back on the road. After fixing a flat. We fixed a flat on MB's bike yesterday, a flat on mine today. We are down to 1 tube, which makes me nervous. And we're in a part of the country that's It's not going to be easy to find a tube. Yeah, it's a little concerning. Nebraska, we would go out there and stand in front of the sign.
We would.
But we just had another flat and we've got one tube left, and there are some deadly plants in this part of the world, and if you get off the road, all we did was get off the road and go to that VF or that
American Legion post.
American Legion post.
Town hall.
It was a gravel deal, and somehow I picked up something, popped a tire. So, man, we're getting a little concerned about these tires, and
Yeah.
we have one tube left. So we have one more flat, and after that, we're going to be stranded. So, and I don't know when we're going to get tubes. So anyway, we're crossing into Nebraska. We're super happy about it.
We tried to find a beer this morning in town, but the liquor stores were closed
So we can't toast a beer to this state line crossing.
again.
And I'm in a bad mood because of popped tires, and now I'm worried about that. So I'm not in the best of moods. We're doing the state crossing, but we're going to do the happy dance anyway. Woo! State line crossing into Nebraska. Goodbye, Wyoming. Hello, Nebraska. Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on, keep up, fatties.
Brantley convinced them to run with us. Oh geez, here comes the whole herd. I hope they can't get through the fence. Oh my gosh, save your energy, guys.
Nebraska town called Harrison. We're gonna go down here and see what we can see. Let's go see. I'm gonna go see if they have bike tubes. We came in this little town of Harrison, and there was a hardware store, and I went to try to find a bicycle tube, and they didn't have them, but they had tube repair. And then we found this little market because we needed tortillas. Yeah, and so they have this nice table. It's air conditioned. So we're having our lunch.
There's a great lunch stop. Thank you, Harrison, Nebraska.
Ice. We bought a bag of ice to cool down our water bottles, and there was a little bit left. So Mary Beth is painstakingly sticking individual ice cubes into the growler, which is full of water. Aren't you?
Yep.
Don't want to waste ice. Every ice cube is precious.
Every ice cube is precious. And it's gonna make a terrible noise going down the road, and it's gonna freak me out. What is that ice rattling in that?
Oh, that's okay. As soon as you're done with that, we'll leave. I'll probably just go take a nap while you finish that. Well, Harrison was a nice little stop, wasn't it?
It was.
Got some groceries, had lunch, got some ice. More Nebraska roly-poly hills. Western Nebraska is roly-poly. Roly-poly desolation. There's really nothing out here. There's a few cows. Some antelope. Is this where the deer and the antelope play? By the way, it is hot. There's a little bit of a cross headwind, which helps a little in terms of heat, but it's over 100 degrees. It's just hot. Yeah. Hot Nebraska. Definitely a little bit more interesting landscape than we've had all the rest of the day. a nice change. Some pretty trees to look at.
We pulled off to this scenic overlook, and you can see a long way. Some interesting parts of Nebraska. It's really pretty. I think Crawford's down in that valley somewhere. Because I think we have to descend.
We get to go downhill.
Yeah, we get to go downhill.
Probably more ups too, because there's always more ups.
Oh, I don't think so.
That was a nice view. Now we go down. Here we go. Down the hill. Okay then, here we go. This is cool. So cool. Who knew? Who knew Nebraska had cool things like that? Those cliffs are awesome. What's that? That must be the buildings from the old fort. This must be the old fort. Oh yeah, looks like a military deal. Yeah, this is cool. It'll be fun to learn about this, but we'll be back with the bus. Maybe we can catch a play next time we come. I do like these old buildings. So pretty. Ask her if she have bicycle tire tubes. And if they are, where are they? Okay.
What happened to your toothbrush?
Nothing. I'm gonna use it to clean my belt. It's making so much noise. Okay, thank you. Is that 2nd Street?
Yes.
Okay. Hi.
How are you?
You have bicycle tubes, tire tubes? Awesome. Oh, it's nice and cool in here.
Yeah, it is. Got 20s, 24s, and a 26, and these two have the no stops, the stop leaks in them.
Yeah, standard valve. Yeah, I need this Presta valve.
He's coming down that big hill. You got a little break for a while. Huh?
That was beautiful.
Nice?
That was a beautiful ride down that hill.
Rob. You got to insert it up here.
All right, gentlemen, thanks.
You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Where?
I don't know.
Where did you see the pay slips? You didn't?
Oh, I did.
Where?
Right back there.
There's a picnic table there. We could camp there. It doesn't look like we're going to be fighting anybody for spots.
After a lovely dinner at the tailgate bar, we're pulling into camp. Brentley's gonna stuff the fee in the fee envelope box. Our camping registration. Just like that. And we are off. Crawford City Park. We're pitching our tent. There's one other camper here this evening. That motorhome. I know.
Oh, Jesus.
We pitched our tent on an anthill. Look at all those guys. I don't know if you can see them, but holy smokes. We have to move our tent. See? They're carrying food home. We don't want to disturb them, and we don't want them to disturb us. We're moving our tent. We just finally got our bed set, our tent set up. We moved it over just outside the RV spots. We're a little concerned about sprinklers, but I don't see any evidence of sprinkler heads. It's definitely evidence that it's been sprinkled, but it might be manually placed. So I think we're good. And there are no ants under our tent like there were over there. They were bad. So we are wrapping up for the night. Brentley just went to change his clothes. The bathroom all the way over there. And we are ready for bed. Even before 8:40. Sunset's at 8:40-ish and it's not quite yet set. But we got a big day tomorrow. The profile of the ride goes down and then up. It seems like a really long climb. We're gonna get to Gordon tomorrow. We have to go through Shadron, not quite sure how to pronounce it, and try and get some inner tubes. That's our main goal of tomorrow. We got patch kits, but we need inner tubes. So that's it for now. Here he is, back from changing his clothes.
Ready for bed. I'm tired.
Ready for bed, yeah.
It's only 8. What is it? 8?
It's probably 8:40. The sun's just setting. 8:04.
8:04.
Oh.
That's okay. Maribeth's gonna read to me, but we're gonna button down a few more hatches, go to bed.
Yep.
And hope the sprinklers don't come on in the morning.
He scouted for sprinkler heads. He didn't see any. I think
did,
we're good.
But I guess we'll play it by ear. We'll
Literally.
hope for the best.
Good night.
Good night.
Apollo mission.
Day 33. Over and out. Please stay tuned for our next episode when we continue east on US Highway 20 and experience more heat and more of the Great Plains. We even try out the famous Cowboy Trail.